You're listening to Not So Live from Asteroid G. I am Mike Finkelstein. With me, as always, is...
I thought you said we were live now.
Not So Live. That's the name of the podcast.
Oh.
Yes. You are...
Josh Schaefer.
Thank you. My co-host and troll. We are joined in the booth, studio, around the table, however you want to put it today, with my lovely wife.
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh, Rebecca Finkelstein.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'd just like to go on record that it's a sham marriage because I'm really his wife.
I know my place.
Anyway, so since we have you in the studio with us this time around, my lovely wife, Rebecca, I figured we should give you the proper introduction that we gave to Josh as well. So, as part of our usual introductions, why don't you give us your top 5 of anything? Mix and match as you see fit to introduce yourselves to our listeners. Number one.
Number one. Well, okay, number one favorite thing of all time is probably food.
Yeah, there you go.
It can share a place with naps. 1 and 2 is food and naps, and they flip-flop depending on, my mood or need.
Number 3.
I like horses.
What kind of horse is?
Specifically, my most favorite one is the Gypsy Cob. It's a thick horse.
I have no clue what that is, but
I know you
that sounds great.
Yeah,
Which Red Dead Redemption horse is that?
None of them.
How many points do I get for shooting it? Number 4.
I really like How to Train Your Dragon.
Is that your nerd voice there?
Because I'm in deep.
You are obsessed with How to Train Your Dragon.
I mean, I could be more obsessed.
Toothless doesn't have teeth. That's the whole point.
He has teeth. They just retract.
I know. It's amazing. I set you up for that one.
You did. Thank you.
So if anyone had any doubts, you actually saw all the movies.
Number 5.
Hey, I wasn't done talking about number 4.
We could devote an entire podcast to How to Train Your Dragon if you're going to be involved with that.
No, because that's why I write the reviews for that.
There you go.
I thought you were about to say I write fan fiction for it.
I'm sure
Not
she does.
yet.
I haven't seen the erotic fan fiction she writes, but I know it exists.
Actually, well, no, that's on the docket. Anyway,
are we still doing number 4 or are we on number 5?
Okay, I can move on to number 5. Okay, I guess my favorite superhero is Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, especially after seeing Tom Holland. My God. Anyway, yes.
Is it specifically Tom Holland, or was it the movie, or both?
Well,
I mean, we can save that because we were going to actually talk about Spider-Man during this podcast in general, so it's a good way to segue over to it.
What are the odds?
I know,
I
right?
know.
It's almost as if she teed that up for us.
Oh my.
So I don't know, There's a lot that we could discuss with Spider-Man that goes way beyond just the movies, and I am entirely not comfortable talking about most of it because I don't know it to any specific degree. I don't know, since you worked at a comic book store,
Yeah.
I don't know how comfortable you are going outside the movie series to talk Spider-Man.
I mean, I know enough to be dangerous. I'm more of a DC fanboy.
Yeah, no, and that's my problem is, if he was a DC character, I'd be all up in that. I would own every volume of it and everything else, but he's on Marvel, and I can't care as much.
But, you do have, probably the sexiest super person in that with Aunt May. So,
Now, did you like that in the comics? Did you like Aunt May in the comics?
He likes them all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just joking. No.
I'm not here to judge.
I am.
But
yeah, no, because he came around in the early 60s?
Ish.
I think something like that. And so, and he's got good nonstop ever since. He's been one of Marvel's biggest superheroes since his introduction. So that's
I think he'd be considered the biggest.
That depends. I'm sure other titles from time to time, but he's almost consistently right up there with Batman and Superman on the sales charts.
He back in 2005 or 6-ish, but we had a Superman wall, a Batman wall, and a Spider-Man wall, and an X-Men wall.
Yeah. No, and I don't have any doubt about that.
Yeah. Spider-Man just has 10 titles, it seems like, just at any given time.
Yeah, he's each one of them is almost 4 times a month that it comes out. It's insane the amount of Spider-Man that's out there, but it sells.
Yeah, and they're all different, and they have no continuity. It's great.
It just means that there's absolutely no way for us to keep up with all of it at this point. And it's even worse now with like all the various spider people and Miles Morales going on in the main continent. It's a mess.
Miles is a fantastic character, though, from what I've read.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
unfortunately,
that's just comic books, though. I mean, there's...
I dream of the day that they have 12 Hawkman comics a month.
And you be the only one buying them.
So
I'll keep you in business, DC, I swear.
I tried to write one for them, and they told me they were not interested in it. But back to Spider-Man.
Maybe if you just put wings on Spider-Man and called it Hawk Spider.
Spider-Hawk.
Spider-Hawk.
I am freaking in for that.
All right, you can draw it for me.
Like my like number 6, anything with wings.
Me too.
You can write that, and then I will write the obviously way worse Spider-Hawk 2049.
Deal. And we can have Rob Liefeld draw.
Oh,
Your
I'm
comic,
out.
not mine.
I'm out. I'm already out now. So I guess we can narrow it down because I haven't read pretty much anything Spider-Man from the main series, and I read I think the first volume of Ultimate Spider-Man, which started off with Peter Parker, but yeah. So I guess
changed.
I mean I don't even know if you guys have seen any of the TV shows that they've done over time because there was
Yeah.
the 60s, the 70s,
Yeah,
70s.
that one has resurfaced in popularity thanks to the memes.
Well,
So-
the memes for it are great,
Yeah.
but the actual cartoon itself sucked.
Yeah, that's why we
bad.
got the memes. So, but they had that cartoon in, was it the early aughts?
The 90s? It was the 90s.
Yeah, the 90s.
The 90s because it came out around the same time as the X-Men cartoon.
Yeah.
And I know most people hate that one, but I really liked it.
Yeah, I grew up with both of those.
Me too.
I liked it better than the X-Men one. The X-Men one was X-Men, so it was automatically convoluted from like the very first episode.
Yeah, I was more of the X-Men on that side. I mean, I still appreciated Spider-Man because it was on after or before, but
I mean, you can be wrong. It's fine.
duly noted.
Okay, so I guess, unless we have anything more to say about the TV show, we can move on to the movies then.
Yes.
Because let's be honest, that's all we really want to talk about
Yeah.
anyway.
So I am under the impression that Tobey Maguire is the worst Spider-Man, and I hate him and everything he did for the Spider-Mans.
I
Except
don't,
for Spider-Man 2 was okay.
I mean, I don't want to put the crown on any one person's head for the worst.
Well, it's hard because, like, I don't think he's a good Spider-Man, but his movies are so much better than the Andrew Garfield ones.
I like the first Andrew, the Amazing Spider-Man.
I like Andrew Garfield and what's-her-face in it.
Oh, What's-Her-Face was so good.
The gal who plays
The Gwen Stacy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever her name is. I can't remember.
I didn't really remember Andrew Garfield's name.
Apparently, that's the
So-
one I remember, and the girl I actually like, I can't remember her name at all.
Steve Buscemi.
Yes. So it was Andrew Garfield and Steve Buscemi. I thought Steve played a fantastic Gwen Stacy.
Me too.
Yeah, the blonde wig was so good on him. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, Emma Stone.
Emma Stone.
Stone.
Okay, so it was Andrew Garfield and Steve Buscemi with stunt work by Emma Stone.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe that is accurate.
That's absolutely. I liked them. I thought they were a good couple in the movie.
Yeah,
but
they
I
were
thought that
believable.
everything going on around them was kind of ass. But less ass than it was in the second one.
I honestly don't remember who the bad guy was in Amazing Spider-Man.
There was a bad guy.
Yeah,
Lizard.
that's right. The
Lizard. I want to say reptile, but that's from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Killer Croc, I believe, is the right answer.
Yes. I mean, it's Marvel, so he basically is their version of Killer Croc. And
Yeah, for sure.
Whatever.
But smarter.
Yeah, so, I mean, I agree with you that I don't think Tobey Maguire was a good Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But his movies were infinitely better, except for maybe the third one.
I mean, anything that has like a 20-minute montage of him jazz snapping, walking down the street, and seductively pointing at random women.
You know, I hated that the first time I watched it. It was really stupid. And it was really stupid the second time, but then, like, going through all three of them back to back to back like we did,
Yeah.
it was like, he is a giant dork in all three of those movies. And, like, the jazz snapping just worked within him being a complete and utter dork. It's him being emo and mean, but it's that version of him. Like, it's a dork thinking he's being, like, a edgelord.
Yeah.
It just it
Edgelord.
worked for the character. is what I'm
Edgelord
saying.
Spider-Man.
It's what it is.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
the third movie, though, had so much potential because Sandman was brilliant in it.
Sandman's part is great. Unfortunately, he's also the smallest part of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I would have watched a movie just about him and Spider-Man was the bad guy.
It would have been good. Like, he was a good villain. I think, honestly, better than Doc Ock was in the second one. Because
I agree.
Doc Ock's a nothing character in the second movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool and it was better than the first and the third, definitely the third one. But
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think on the whole, although certainly the best villain of all of them was Power Rangers Willem Dafoe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Green Goblin.
Or
Hobgoblin.
If they would, no, he was Green Goblin.
Green Goblin, yeah.
Hobgoblin was the in
James
the comics.
Franco.
No, because James Franco was Green Goblin too. Hobgoblin is a completely unrelated guy, not part of the family, who I think just finds the stuff and just starts like flying around with it.
Oh.
What little I know about
I was
Yeah.
about to say.
books.
Like, look at
I was
you.
about to say, it's like, Mike just lied to all of us.
No, I haven't read the comics. I had a job that didn't give me much to do like a decade or so ago. So when like the boss wasn't around, I browsed Wikipedia all day reading up on comic book characters because I needed something to do.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so I learned a lot about Green Lantern and Spider-Man and all the other really interesting DC characters. Because in my head, Spider-Man should just be with them because he's better over there.
Yeah, he's one of the better or more well-written ones.
Yeah.
He is
I mean,
cool.
Bendis moved to DC, didn't he? Just take
Yeah.
Spider-Man with him. That's how that works, right?
He made Young Justice.
I need to read those books at some point.
It has it has Lady Jonah Hex. Lady Hex, I can't remember what they called her.
I don't know. You just Jonah, but it doesn't have the H at the end. It's just Jona.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. So, what are your thoughts, Rebecca, on the Spider-Man movies? The first 5, I guess we can say, the 3 Tobey Maguire ones from Sam Raimi, and then the 2 Andrew Garfield ones.
I pretty much forget that they exist now that Tom Holland is on the scene. just
Fair.
saying.
Yeah, I mean, I can totally understand that.
I mean, they were good for their time,
Yeah.
at least in my young, untrained eyes.
And I mean, that's a fair point to make, is that when they came out, it was basically them and the X-Men movies that we had to compare them to, because everything else that came out before was like the wretchedly bad 70s and 90s Captain America movies, and then the Christopher Reeve Supermans, which were good at the time, but have not aged at all well.
Don't forget about the garbage Fantastic Four movies.
Yeah, did those come out around that time, or did they come out a little later?
I thought they came out right after Spider-Man 2?
Oh, they certainly
Maybe.
did not age well by comparison, that's for
I
damn
can't remember.
sure.
And then they had the TV show movie Fantastic Four.
Oh, the one from Roger Corman?
Yeah.
That no one ever gets to see?
I saw a bootleg of it. It was awful.
That's, I think, the only way you get to see it.
Yeah.
I want to own that because I can't assume it's all that much worse than the other 3 Fantastic Fours we've gotten.
It's actually better.
It's at least delighting in its low-budget mayhem.
My favorite, there's a scene where Mr. Fantastic waves from a limo.
Yeah.
And it's just a broom with a glove on the top of it. And it just moves side to side. And the glove kind of moves a little bit.
That's amazing.
Very
Wow.
limply.
Oh, Roger Corman, you make the best, worst movies. Love it. But since you've mentioned him, Tom Holland, the Spider-Man Homecoming, I think, would be my competitor for best Spider-Man movie ever if we didn't just have the Into the Spider-Verse animated movie.
Yeah. Where, I like to just put them into separate categories. I mean,
They are.
yeah, like the best live action versus the best animated. Because, I mean, I feel like it's personally unfair to, make animation movies and have them compete against live action movies.
Well, it does give us the convenient option of being like the Tom Holland movie is the best Peter Parker movie, whereas the Into the Spider-Verse is the best Miles Morales movie, even though we've only had one. I mean, there's not much to compare it to, but
That is true.
yeah,
That is true.
yeah. So, what do you like about Homecoming, since you refuse to rate it higher or lower than Into the Spider-Verse?
Ah. Wow, way to put me on the spot.
You're in the booth.
No,
You get
I'm in the-
interviewed.
Oh, God. Well, I don't know. It's just the whole feel about it. It's like Tom Holland really was able to embody the young, kind of bright-eyed, bushy-tailed Peter Parker, nerdy, kind of awkward, crushing on girls. Or one specifically.
You.
Nah, it's okay. I don't need to like him like that. Only with the mask on.
I mean, he's actually like 25 at this point, so it's
Also, it's not illegal.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're not a cradle robber.
You know, he was. I think he was
as much.
22 when he filmed
Yeah.
the role, so he was only 7 years older than Peter Parker, which is still better than balding Andrew Garfield in the second movie, who's trying to play a high schooler, and yeah, that just doesn't work.
You know?
He's like 35. He's like my age, so he was probably like 32, 35. Yeah, no, it was bad.
No.
Jamie Foxx was in it.
Ooh. But yeah, it's just I feel like he captured the essence of Peter Parker the best.
I feel like that's a good call too, because especially like the Tobey Maguires, like it didn't feel like Spider-Man. That's the problem I have with it is Tobey Maguire is a good dramatic actor, and Peter Parker is a quippy little ball of sunshine, and you didn't get any of that with Tobey Maguire.
No, yeah, Tobey
He's a
didn't.
sarcastic asshole. Like,
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he didn't have
especially in
the energy
Yeah.
for it, and like I liked him in Seabiscuit. He was good in Seabiscuit.
He played a fantastic horse.
Yeah.
No.
Leaving Las Vegas, or not leaving Las Vegas. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. He was in that too.
Yeah, he was a fantastic Las Vegas. Yeah.
Greatest Las Vegas I've ever seen.
So Josh,
Yes.
your thoughts on Spider-Man: Homecoming?
It's forking amazing.
Are you willing to say whether it's better or worse than Into the Spider-Verse?
Yes.
And?
I haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse, so it's better than Into the Spider-Verse.
Well put. Well, how have you not seen Into the Spider-Verse yet?
I had bronchitis in January and late December.
That's fair. We'll have to take you over to see it sometime
Yeah,
soon.
I want to. There's no
Yeah.
reason for me not to.
Yeah.
The trailer looks amazing. I've seen it about 100 times.
You could just blow off work on Monday and we could like go in the afternoon after I'm done with like something else I'm doing
Oh, yeah.
outside town.
That makes... There's no record of me doing that.
No.
So
no one would
there'll be
ever know.
no record of me calling off work on a very public broadcast.
Oh, let's be honest. They don't listen to this.
No. But in case my boss is listening, I was forced.
Coerced.
And you're a
You just
lovely
let me
lady.
know.
You're a lovely lady.
Nah, you have to go with your wife. I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my daughter also really wants to see it.
So, yeah.
But we watched Homecoming with the little one,
Yeah.
and she loved it.
When she was littler.
She was 6. It was last week or a week before
Really?
that. Yeah, it's on Netflix or
Probably.
HBO, Hulu, and she liked it. She liked Spider-Man swinging around stuff.
Okay, but to be fair,
To be fair,
fair.
to be fair though, she is 6 and will sit there and watch the My Little Pony movie over and over again. So whether or not she likes a movie,
Kate
Excuse
Diggs was
me?
in the My Little Pony movie.
Yeah, that movie
So-
was really good.
It's
Who
about
saw
friendship and magic. I've seen it 3 times.
It? Yeah, and
of
how
course
many
you have
times?
because you have a 6-year-old.
Yeah,
and
and
like, how
it's-
many times did you watch it? A none.
Because I have taste. Also, I'm 38, so
they're
you
called
don't know.
bronies.
You basic.
Yo, basic.
I'm fully willing to accept that. Doesn't bother me at all.
But I mean, My Little Pony movie aside, I think Spider-Man would have been a lot better in the My Little Pony movie. So
You know, they were talking about trying to figure out how to insert Tom Holland and the other Spider-Mens that have played him, like played the character on screen into the Spider-Verse movie. They wanted to like do animated versions of all of them.
yeah, I read that.
Yeah, I thought that's interesting. I mean, it's all treated as like one big massive continuity, so which I think is cool. I like the idea of it, and I liked that particular movie. I thought the pop art style was interesting, and I really liked the story. Like because that's what's really important is, and I'm sure people who have read the site will notice the fact that I bitch about everything if the story isn't there, but I'm willing to forgive anything if the plot's decent. So it's that kind of thing where the art is good and the music was interesting and the character was great, but the story was phenomenal, and that's what sold me on the movie.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, as you have heard me
Yep.
say,
Yep,
talk about this,
yep,
discuss,
yep,
rant,
Yep.
ramble,
yep.
Ramble. Like it.
Tangent.
tangent, talk about at length. The art style was cool. I liked how it was different. It was neat in that, it mimicked how comics were, but it was also a little distracting for me just because most of the way through I'm just like, am I mistakenly watching a 3D movie? Because, I mean, anything in focus, it was crisp, it was good. But anything in the background was blurry, but in that kind of...
Like the depth of field type of blur?
Yeah, it was like stark blurriness instead of like the soft line blurriness. So I felt, I don't know, my eyes got a little weird. But that, as you noted, the story was so good. I'm like, I can deal with a little bit. And oh my god, Gwen Stacy. Spider-Gwen.
Yeah. You dug her hair so much. I mean,
Well,
you dug
not
her
just
too.
her
but,
hair,
yeah.
but
I don't want to sound reductive, but you did really dig her hair.
I mean, not to make myself seem better than I am, but well, this is going to do the opposite. But I'm a very shallow person. I'm learning in that if I like a character or a person's hair, then I just like them, and it takes a lot for me to not like them. Yeah,
I like my hair. I mean, it's a little long right now, but
your hair's okay.
Only okay. Womp womp.
It's
too long.
Coiffed.
Yeah.
It needs to be more messy.
Corporates.
Yeah, but I liked all the characters.
Spider-Ham.
Spider-Ham. I mean, there were a few that I don't know. Like Spider-Man filled a role.
The Peter Parker one?
Yeah, the Peter Porker.
Oh, Peter Porker. Spider-Ham filled a role.
Spider-Ham,
It really does sound too much like Spider-Man.
Yeah, it does.
You know,
it works.
I liked Spider-Ham more than Spider-Man Noir. Spider-Noir.
That's the thing. Like, I wanted to see more of Spider-Noir.
That's the reason why I didn't like him as much, is because we didn't get nearly enough of him. I felt like we got all we needed to know about Spider-Ham, to know his character and appreciate who he was, the weird, cartoony, Looney Tunes style vibe. I didn't feel like we got enough with Spider-Noir to actually understand him as a character. He was a joke instead of actually being a real person. Whereas Spider-Ham didn't have to be anything more than a joke, because that's all he is. He was made by Marvel just to be a joke.
He's Marvel's version of Batmite.
Yeah, exactly. He's just there to fill a stupid, dumb role, and that's all he did in the movie, and it was fantastic. Like, I would have liked more of Spider-Noir. I felt like we got more of Penny Parker with her spider droid than we really got of Spider-Man Noir. And we didn't get much of either of them, but I knew more about Penny than I did about Nick Cage's Spider-Noir. And I felt like that was a bit of a weakness there. Now, of course, the focus of the movie was alternate dimension Peter Parker, and then Miles Morales, who's really the main character, and he's fantastic. And then Gwen Stacy. And those three get a lot, and even if you didn't feel like you got enough Gwen Stacy, you're getting another movie with her later. But of all the ones that were the side spiders, I would have really liked to have seen more of Noir.
Yeah.
Just to get a feel for it.
But I wonder, is he... I don't know anything about Spider-Noir, because I didn't study before talking here, but...
Neither did I.
We don't do that here.
We don't
He didn't show up on my Wikipedia search 10 years ago, so...
We are totes profesh. But, like, I wonder if that just plays into him. Is he a mysterious type?
Might be, but he could be a little less mysterious for us in the movie.
I know.
Okay, so... Since we've discussed the movies and everything else that we know about it, I'm kind of curious now from you guys, and I will try and come up with this as well. What would be your perfect spider project? Any media, anything for you to appreciate Spider-Man or Spider-Woman or any of them. What is your perfect spider project?
Well, first off, definitely animated.
Okay.
Because I feel, I don't know, you could just do more stuff with animation. Do more emotion, emotes.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's well done.
Yes.
Okay, and?
Tom Holland.
Just live action in the animated, or?
Yes, and Gwen Stacy.
Is it just actual Tom Holland and then Gwen Stacy and just like
voicing, but their versions of their characters.
Okay.
And then it's a little love story.
Oh, so like Spider-Man loves Gwen Stacy instead of Spider-Man loves Mary Jane, but they're both spider people.
Yes.
That's your perfect project.
Maybe.
It's okay. It can be your perfect project. It's fine.
I haven't thought about this very well or very.
That's why I do it this way. I said just try and get you to improv something.
And you were the first one too, so I had time to think of something.
Oh, there you go. You can do better.
Ridiculous.
What is your perfect spider project, Josh?
I agree with Mrs. Rebecca.
Thank you.
Yeah, about animation. I'm not really
Does that make me Mr. Rebecca?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, continue.
But I agree that animated is probably the best way to go, especially if it's well done. Mm-hmm. But my story is a little bit different. Tom Holland can be Spider-Man, I guess, if he really wants to. I'll even give you Gwen Stacy. So Gwen Stacy and Peter Parker are out of high school because to me the creepy high school stuff it's very voyeuristic, I guess. I don't know. It's just
Yeah, it's a little
I
weird,
agree
actually.
with you there. I
Yeah.
have to put it in my head that they're in college.
yeah.
At the very minimum.
Yeah.
If not both working at the Daily Bugle.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So
Look
they're
at me editing your stuff on the fly.
so they're leaving the Daily Bugle. Oops.
Planet Bugle.
Planet Bugle. And while they're walking, she's in her Spider-Gwen outfit, he's in his Spider-Man outfit, and out of the sky comes a meteor with nth metal.
Oh my god.
And in that nth metal is a set of wings from Thanagar. And guess what? You got a Spider-Hawk.
Spider-Hawk.
Which, his web's redundant at that point.
Guitar riff. Spider-Hawk.
I think he can fly and swing at the same time. Flip, flip, whoosh, smack.
With a mace.
Fat.
Yeah. Okay. So he'd be Spider-Hawk and she'd be
No, Hawks. Yeah, Spider-Hawk,
Spider-Hawk and then...
Gwen Hawk.
Gwen Hawk. Yeah. That's how it works.
So
Because
this-
Gwenpool. Okay, I'm going to give you that. That's good. I'll... Okay, that's nice. That's nice.
Because
Okay.
she doesn't have a secret identity because women don't need to cover up any of their secret identities, apparently. So that was
Yeah,
sarcasm.
I'm really confused about Gwenpool because her name's actually Gwen, right?
Yeah, and Spider-Gwen. And
Well, no, but in the comics, she's actually Spider-Woman. It's just
That's
her
true.
book is called
Yeah.
that because there's already a Spider-Woman book.
touche.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know French, so I
Which
don't.
is, it's kind of weird because you'd think that Silk would be called Spider-Woman or Spider-Girl or something, but no, she's just Silk.
Silk. Because
Okay.
she's smooth.
I mean,
Like jazz.
again, it's probably because they already had Spider-Woman and Spider-Gwen
sense.
taken. They had to come up with something else. Just
They
to keep
needed
the
that
book.
third book.
Yeah, they did. And I like Silk. I think she's a great
Yeah.
character.
Underutilized.
My perfect project, now that I've had time, because you both have gone, so I give you time to think. I'd do a like an open world Space Quest style adventure game where Spider-Man has to like play both his secret identity as a like the reporter character, the photographer, and then Spider-Man exploring the city, trying to solve some mystery. There's a pool of random villains, and then like they can be paired up with a pool of their own random missions that would happen. And so you get dropped in, and you have to investigate clues to figure out what's going on, to then find the villain, almost Carmen Sandiego like, but in like a Space Quest style adventure game. And then, of course, you could also play like not just Spider-Man, but also Silk and maybe a couple of the others. Anyone that can be said to work
Sure.
with the Daily Bugle, just
Yeah.
swap them in character-wise. It's just a costume change, anyway. So similar powers for all them webs and shit. So
Flip, flip.
flip, flip, and then bash with a mace because we'll let Spider-Hawk be in there too.
Sweet.
Yes,
Nice.
Just in case DC or Marvel's listening, that is a trademarked idea.
it's parody. It's
parody,
fantastic.
yes.
I think it's fantastic. So. Do you want to like play us out with like 5 minutes of guitar riff from Spider-Hawk?
Spider-Hawk? Oh, death metal. That makes more
Oh.
sense.
Yeah, no,
Dang.
you totally have to be like Spider-Hawk with like the pointy like letters and stuff and then like death metal guitar going just like. So, I'm Mike Finkelstein.
I'm not Mike Finkelstein.
No, you are.
Josh Schaefer.
And we were joined by
Rebecca Finkelstein.
and we will see you next time.
Holy shit, you guys got the same last name.
Goodbye.